Hello. Wanted to just take this chance to give you some news and a little bit of an update. I want to thank. This is done on a Wednesday afternoon. Some of you will have seen some practice videos this afternoon. Sorry about that, fiddling with new technology. For any of you that have been tuning into the Facebook page or the YouTube channel, thank you for those people that did text me. You were incredibly helpful in helping me to sort out the problems. Thank you very much. And thank you for all the food that has been donated to us this morning as well. Thank you so much. That will go out to our partners who we work with. Uh, I want to talk to you, just to give you a brief update, to remind you that at 7 o'clock tonight is our live prayer gathering, as there is every Wednesday, where we gather together for about half an hour, 45 minutes, to pray and to worship together. This is a fantastic opportunity where we can just support one another in prayer and bring our prayers for each other, our communities, our family, our nation, and this world to God. And prayer changes things. So I want to encourage you to be part of that. But at the same time, there is something tonight on at 7 o'clock too that we really want to push and be engaging with. And at 7 o'clock tonight, the Elim Senior Leadership Team, Chris Cartwright, our General Superintendent, is having a roundtable discussion that's going to go out on YouTube, on the Elim Pentecostal YouTube channel, called Racial Injustice and the Church. The Church's response to racial injustice in the world right now. I think this is going to be a fantastic conversation and a fantastic opportunity for teaching, a fantastic opportunity to really speak into this issue and help us to see where the church's place is when it comes to facing racial injustice. We want to encourage both of these activities. Now, obviously, you can't be in both places at once, but luckily with the Elim Pentecostal churches, videos they're putting out. Yes, it premieres at 7 p.m., but it stays on the website. So some of you may choose to join in at 7 o'clock with us and pray. Brilliant. Some of you may choose at 7 o'clock to watch the premiere on the Elim Pentecostal Church's YouTube channel for racial injustice in the church, and that's brilliant as well. Or you might want to do what Liz and I are going to do. And at 7 p.m., we're going to go live and be praying with each other. And then what Liz and I are going to do is when we get home at 8 o'clock, we're going to be tuning in and watching the racial injustice in the church video as well, because we want both. We want to be praying, but Liz and I want to hear from our senior leaders in the Elim movement about racial injustice and the church. And I want to encourage as many of you join in with one or both of these things. They will both be so beneficial in speaking to where we are right now. I can't wait to pray, because prayer changes things, but I also can't wait to be equipped and to have issues of racial injustice in the world spoken into, and what the church's response should be spoken into by our senior leaders of the Elim movement, Chris Cartwright and some of his team. And just to encourage you, yesterday when I brought a video, I read to you some verses from Luke 1, verses 57 and 58. When it was the time for Elizabeth to have her baby, who was John the Baptist, she gave birth to a son. Her neighbors and relatives heard that the Lord had shown her great mercy, and they shared her joy. What I shared yesterday was just the challenge of, do people know that we're Christians? So when good things happen to us, can people do what the neighbors and relatives did there and share that joy with God and acknowledge, look at what God has done? And more, as time has gone on since yesterday, these two verses have really swelled up inside of me. How do our families and our communities and our neighbors know that we're Christians? For Zachariah and Elizabeth, their lives showed that they followed God. How? Because of how they lived in the church, how they served in the church, but how they lived at home, how they served each other at home, and how they lived and served and spoke in their community as well. It's the same for us. We are Christians. That means we're followers of Jesus Christ. That means if the world is to know we're Christians, they need to, no matter where we are, whether we're at home, whether we're at church, whether we're in communities, whether we're online, need to see Jesus in our actions, need to see Jesus in our conversations, need to see Jesus on our social media. Do our actions, our conversations, and our online engagement, all of it, does it reflect Jesus Christ? Because that is the only way people will know we're actually followers of Christ, if we are actually following Christ and following in his example. And when we do that, lives get changed, the world gets changed, and we see more of the kingdom of God here. I don't know about you, but that's what I want to see. I really want to encourage you, keep being Jesus where you are. Thank you for the way you do serve and love and care and support one another. Keep going. Keep being Jesus in all those environments, and the world will see his kingdom here. Have a great time. I hope to see you at 7 o'clock tonight. If not, enjoy the Racial Injustice and Church video. I hope it really impacts you. We will be engaging with it at 8 o'clock, but just stay safe, wash your hands, and follow the government guidelines. And we'll see you soon.